What's up guys, my name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's build, we are going over my max attack, max crit boost, charge blade build. This, at least in my opinion, is probably one of the strongest builds that I've made yet. It is really good. It does an insanely good job. We've got a good quality of life set of skills. And we do a crap ton of damage. And it's on one of my favorite weapons, the charge blade. It was actually my main weapon back in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, towards the end of it at least. Is what I actually killed Fatalis with, and what I killed Elatrion with for my very first clear. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Today we are rocking my Chrono gear, because just like I've said before, I will say it again, the Ardean weapons are still wonderful, they are still worth it. However, I am not lucky, therefore I do not have a god roll. That's why we have 3 attack on this one with the production bonus, 2 attack, 2 sharpness, and an element. I really wish that element would have turned into attack, but there's only so much that I can do. Ideally, just like in videos in the past, you want to aim for 3 production bonus attacks, 3 or 4 reinforcement bonuses, and then 1 or 2 sharpness to finish it out. I really like double sharpness and 3 attack, but that's me. You do you, or use whatever you got, okay? We have my wonderful Queen Cord Maker, my hunting horn. I love this thing. I really do. We have the new Udra, Arch-Tempered new Udra helmet, chest. We have the Uth Duna Gamma Greaves from the Arch-Tempered Uth Duna fight. And then we have Lagiacrus braces in the beta, and Lagiacrus coil in the beta. Now the reason for this is because there is some insane synergy that comes from Lagiacrus skills. I don't know what it is, but they really cooked on this set of skills. Okay, or this set of armor with the skills and what they were capable of doing. Okay. Next up, we have my Golden Age Charm, which has triple attack and triple item prolonger, whatever. It's just there. And my Mending Mental. This build is in response to so many of you that told me I did not have enough crit, or I didn't have enough affinity, crit rate, on my build last week. This is in response to all of you guys, okay? I was able to make something work with Charge Blade, and I was able to do so in a way that almost feels like it could be used for any weapon. It doesn't feel like it's a one-trick kind of weapon. It just kind of feels like it works for everyone. Minus maybe bow and dual blades, and that's just because we don't have a crazy amount of stamina management. We have stamina boosters, but we're missing constitution, and we're missing what's the level 1 steadfast? Nope, that's stun resist. Constitution marathon runner, that's the name of it. I don't know why I can remember that for the life of me, but whatever. So this is the armor, this is the weapon. Let's go ahead and go over the decorations. We're actually going to start with the armor because I have a very interesting point about the charge blade. Specifically the charge blade. And that's what this build is based off of, so it's fine. It's fine. To start, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defense jewels. Once again, I'm going to say it again. I keep saying it. Give defense a shot, guys. I'm telling you, it is worth it. I promise you that you guys are not speedrunners, and you are not running heroics anyways. You might as well survive a little more. I love you. I do. I mean it. But there are so many of you that I see in the comment section. You're going, oh, defense is terrible. I'm going to just get one shot anyways. That's the thing. You're not. You won't get one shot if you have at least 5 levels of defense boost, at least in my testing from what I can remember. It's been a little while. I was not getting one shot anymore. And the resistance bonuses takes away a lot of the negative resistances when you are fighting different things with a generalist set of armor. Okay, so for example, if I had negative 20 fire resist, I would not want to go fight Arch-Tempered New Udra or Omega. Just because they spam a lot of fire attacks. Thanks to all of the defense boost, even with my armor being, let's see, 5 fire resist, 5, negative 3, that puts me down to 7. This puts me down to 4, and this takes me down to 3. I'd be at 3 fire resist right now. Instead, I'm at 8, which does help, believe it or not. Okay? I'm just saying, give defense boost a shot. Before you come trying to roast me in the comments, just, it's worth it. Just try it. Just try it. Please, just try it. Okay. Then to follow, we have a shockproof jewel. Shockproof, I wasn't sure what else to put in here. This was just literally an extra level 1 slot. Shockproof works, maybe adaptability, or maybe even a growth jewel, self-improvement, to do a little more damage if your hunts are taking a little longer. Just kind of depends. I play with a lot of friends, so shockproof is definitely one of those that it's always nice to have. And then we have 2 mighty jewels and a counter jewel. Now, the reason for this is because maximum might is great and counter strike is great, so we want to make sure that they're both maxed out. Stamina surge is good, though it is not better than the 2 of those, at least in my opinion. And then we have 1, 2, 3 tenderizer jewels. Now, the reason we have built it like this is because there were a lot of comments last week saying, hey, your affinity is not high enough. Which, don't get me wrong, I understand and I agree. Some of you could have been nicer about it, but that's fine. There were... Honestly, I was just kind of excited. I was excited because I had finally got this damn charm with level 3 attack. And so I was able to make a build that had attack boost 5 and crit boost 5. I definitely should have gone over the build and made sure, but that's what we're here making a new build for it. We'll do an updated one that's even better, so it's okay. On Charge Blade specifically, you have 2 choices. If you want crit boost 5, it is. You have the magazine, or you have artillery. Artillery states you strengthen your explosive attacks like shells, wyvern fire, charge blade phial attacks, and sticky ammo. Artillery is good, and so is load shells. Load shells increases your charge blade phial capacity by 1, at least at level 2, by 1, as well as it'll give you overcharged phials. So what this means is you are doing more damage with your attacks that use a phial. So during your Savage Axe combos, if you continue to just press Savage Axe, you eventually start doing a new set of AEDs. Okay. What those do is when they are overcharged, they use half of a phial instead of a full phial. And they do more damage. I don't remember the damage calc, so don't ask. But it's there. I think load shells is more important than artillery. And the reason for it is because on artillery, you typically want to be using the SAED playstyle of Charge Blade. SAED is not as good as Savage Axe. It's just not. They tuned it, they've adjusted it. It's better than where it was when the game first launched, but it's not good enough. And unfortunately, a lot of these monsters just don't have great hit zones. And because of that, even though it will do fixed amount of damage, it feels like it's almost a lot harder to hit that fixed amount of damage because of also how fast these monsters move. So, with that being said, those are your choices. You can go artillery 3, or you can go load shells. I would say it's probably like a 70-30. I would vote load shells. Load shells, at least in my opinion, with the additional 1 phial gauge that you get, you're really, really able to kind of extend the amount of damage that you do. And because they're overcharged as well, you get 12 of those big hits instead of 5 of those big hits if you were to choose artillery. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in just a second. But that is the only skill that I would swap to ensure that you have critical boost 5. Now that we've gone over the armor, we've gone over the decorations, let's go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and talk to our boy Luke here. Make sure that we have our skill, just agitator, +4 selected, +3 affinity. And then we're going to take a look. With full stamina, we have a natural 258 with a food buff and 38% affinity. Okay, that is pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. If we were to include weakness exploit, we get another 30% affinity on weak spots. So as long as we're not hitting, like, you can see the number was yellow. Now the number is white. The white is not a weak spot. Okay, so as long as we're hitting in the yellow, the yellow numbers are appearing. We just got an Azure Bolt proc, which also will boost our affinity. We have somewhere around 83% affinity at all times when we're fighting. The reason for this is because Agitator, it is a little more inconsistent. The extra raw attack is nice, but it is better for Weakness Exploit to always be active than for Agitator to give us more bonuses and be active less. That make sense? So, you can see here, now that we have Burst active, we're at 263. With the 38% affinity, which is technically closer to 68. And you can see now, I have charged my phials. I have 5 phials sitting here, okay? And they are overcharged. So now that we're overcharged, we're going to go ahead and charge up our shield. Charging up our shield with overcharged phials, thanks to load shells, is going to make the shield itself stay powered up for longer. Which means we get a lot more bang for our buck, if you will. And the only way, or the only real thing you have to do, is you have to go up to red phials. If you go up to red phials, they will guaranteed be overcharged when you put them in. If you were to go up to, say, yellow, it would just fill all 5. But you can see here, let's go ahead and go into our Savage Axe mode so I can show you guys. We have those 5 phials. What I was talking about earlier, when they are overcharged, when you do your elemental discharge attacks, because we're just Savage Axing right now, this is an amped elemental discharge. When it hits, you see it only took half, and now it took another half. When you were to do super amped elemental discharge, it takes all of them. So what this means is, if you were spamming the Savage Axe playstyle, and you are just going back and forth, just like this, the entire time, you can just, at least in my case, right-click everything. And eventually, your phial explosions are just going to keep going. And keep going. And keep going. And right here, if I hadn't used the SAED, that would have been another hit, giving us it doubles the amount of amped elemental discharge hits that we can do before needing to refill our phials. Okay? Overall, Charge Blade is one of those weapons, at least right now, that it doesn't feel like the greatest weapon. It does still feel good. The issue is at least for me, I've noticed wounds are a little harder to make. I don't know if that's like maybe because I'm not focusing one area hard enough or what, but it definitely feels like it fell off a little bit. Some of the other weapons, especially some of the new ones, have really started to shine. Some of the new monster weapons, that is. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.